switching
Yeah.
gears here. Okay, people, now we're about to do the ping pong draft.
Mm.
So, again, it's one of those drafts where we didn't look up each other's picks or anything like that. We just
Nope.
said, draft, you go first, I'll go second, we'll go from there. So I'm getting mine pulled up, and we are going to get this thing. Well, at least I thought I was getting it pulled up, but it doesn't look like it. But we're going to get this
There you
thing.
go.
So I am ready to go and do our ping pong draft. Now, here is what the draft looked like previously. This is what you guys are seeing on the screen, what it looked like initially when we did ours a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some movement on these. We've had some moving, some shaking and moving. I mean, that's what all this is about. So I like it. I
Our
like
first draft wasn't bad. I would give that probably a B plus A minus, bro. Our
it.
first
It
one.
wasn't bad. No, it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. Our first
We
draft.
both took Shador for the Steelers at 21,
You
but
had to
we're going
take
to
him, bro.
find out what we got today
Yeah.
as far as the ping pong draft. In this one, Big G went first. So, Big G, you do the honors.
It's no question. They done already told you. The Tennessee Titans is taking Cam Ward, number 1 overall quarterback, University of Miami. He's the only quarterback worth going number 1 in this draft. There's 2 guys after him, Jackson Dart and Shador Sanders. They might be first round draft picks, but they're not worth taking at number 1. Cam clearly has separated himself, so the pick stays the same. Cam Ward, number 1 to the Tennessee Titans.
Gotcha. At number 2, I went Abdul Carter. I think teaming Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett is going to be a nightmare, not just for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but for the National Football League in general.
Ooh.
Now, they don't have a quarterback. They got baby hands up there, so that's a saving grace. But either way, if you can team Abdul Carter up with Myles Garrett, you're doing something, people.
Boy, that's going to cause problems for the Steelers. We better get them tackles together because they're going to be causing problems, bro. At number 3, because my guy at 3 was Abdul Carter. At number 3, I take Travis Hunter. I think he's a no-brainer. I think Travis Hunter is going to have an illustrious career, and you pair him and Malik Neighbors up in New York, man, you're cooking with gas as far as that wideout position is concerned. And he's going to be serviceable as a defensive back. So I like Travis Hunter at number 3. And to be honest, in any other year, Travis Hunter might have been the number 1 overall pick. He's a dog, man.
He is. That's a good pick for them. Get to the super chat real quick by our friend Awareness and Accountability. He said, Big B, I'm Tomlin. Big G is Omar. We need to take over.
Let's do it.
If the pay is right, Big
Yeah.
G will take over.
Yeah, right now.
If the pay is right.
Yeah, right now. Today. Call me, Steeler Nation. I'm available. We can talk it out. We can work it out.
Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, Wes? Glad you could make it tonight, man. We appreciate you. At number 4, I got New England Patriots taking I can never pronounce his last name, but I think it's Mimbu. Armand Mimbu, offensive tackle out of Missouri. Look, they got the franchise quarterback. Now get you a tackle to protect him for the next decade.
Man, his raw athletic score was off the charts, bro. That dude's like he razzed like a dang on running back. So and his film, man, he's raw, but man, he's a 10-year starter. He's a multiple Pro Bowler. So yeah, I like it, bro. I like that pick. So you took Mimbu at 4.
Yep.
So this is why I shake up the draft, man. All right, now hear me on this, y'all, because I've been listening to a lot of people, and I got the double headphones on. I got the ones on my ears, and my big cap got the headphones on too, so we got to listen double up in the streets, man. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars shakes the draft up by taking Ted McMullen at number 5. They have to fix Trevor Lawrence. They have to fix him. Trevor Lawrence's best years is when he had Ross, the wide receiver, and T. Higgins at Clemson. Those are 2 big 6'3", 6'4" targets. Trevor Lawrence can identify and throw the ball to give him a bigger catch radius, because Lawrence's deal is he's not accurate, and he's been throwing to little small wide receivers the whole time. So now you give Ted along with Thomas, yeah, you're helping Lawrence out a whole lot. So I think that because they got a wild card, they got a defensive end, they got a receiver, they got a running back, they got a quarterback. Yeah, they shake it up and they go get Tet, bro. They'll get Tet at 5.
I mean, he's good. I think they should try to protect that quarterback. That's kind of been the issue, but giving him more weapons damn sure ain't gonna hurt. So I like the pick. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At number 6, this is where I shook up the draft. Everybody keeps talking about Ashton Genty, but my thing is, I don't care who you have at running back. If your offensive line stinks, then you can't run the football. And I think the Steelers kind of know that. So I think they take Will Campbell, tackle out of LSU, and put him as a left tackle. And then they go find them a running back later on in the draft. But I think you got to bolster the O-line. You got to fix the line first.
Yeah. Well, me and you both been talking about it. There's 3 tackles in the top 10, man. But that's just us because we know we got to protect our investment, which is that quarterback, bro. All right. So the number 7 pick, the New York Jets, man. In my right mind, if I could have traded this pick, it was out of there. I was trading the pick for the Jets because there's teams that want to get certain players because certain guys done fell. But since I have to stay with the pick, go get dang on Justin the weapon that he needs. Ty Warren, tight end, Penn State University, bro. This is a no-brainer. Ty Warner is a super talented player, and I'm saying he's like Brock Bowers. I'm saying it. I'm saying he's like Kelsey. He's like Brock Bowers. He different, bro. So in the NFL level, he gonna show you how different he is. So you take that talent off the board with the Jets. Go get you the tight end, Tyler Warren, man.
Gotcha. I like it. I like it. Carolina at number 8, I have them going Kelvin Banks. Look, you got Bryce Young. He's gotten beat up the last 2 years, started to figure some stuff out the second half of the year last year. Now give the man some protection for crying out loud. And you could do worse because Kelvin Banks is very, very good. Kelvin Banks Jr. Out of Texas. I got him at number 8 going to Carolina.
Yep. Now, there's a lot of talk at number 9 that the New Orleans Saints is going to take Jackson Dart at quarterback because they're sold on him because of Kellen Moore and his coach and the pedigree. Nah, they're not doing it. Them are smoke signals, man. They have to get the replacement for Davenport, the defensive end. It's basically done. So you got to get a body type, size, and everything type player at that position. The guy who's jumping up all draft boards super high is Shamar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M University. I think that's the replacement for Davenport, and they look to go maybe quarterback at pick 40, or maybe even trade back up at late first round to get the quarterback. But at 9, it's too expensive to take that pick, bro.
I mean, I agree. My thing is that Shamar Stewart, I mean, the production, 4.5 sacks in 3 years. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, even when you're playing against, the tune-up games, the McNeese States of the world, you can't get sacks in that game?
That's facts, bro.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Risky. I get the logic, just risky, but somebody's going to take that risk, Big G, so you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Chicago Bears at number 10. Again, I got O-line. That was their problem last year. I got Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. I think they're going to move up. Not move up. I think they're going to move in that direction. They got to fix the line. If they're not going to fix the line, I don't care how many weapons you have. It's not going to work. You got that quarterback back there that you think can play. Now get him an offensive line. Ben Johnson comes from Detroit. What did Detroit do to improve their football team? They fixed their offensive line first. And they fixed the O-line, the D-line, then they got everything else. Chicago's going to do that.
B, we didn't even know each other's picks, and 4 dang on offensive tackles came off in the first 10. I'm telling you, that's the way to go. And you're going to see it happen. All them folks is doubters out there. I'm telling you, them offensive tackles is going fast, bro. They're going real fast. That's a hot commodity. So if you want one, you might have to trade up to go get one.
Absolutely.
All right, at number 11, this is one of the biggest steals in the first round. The San Francisco 49ers draft Mason Graham, defensive tackle, University of Michigan. I got him pinned as a top 5 talent in this draft. And the 49ers are able to get this pick. They will run it to the podium because this is an outstanding player. His tape matches everything you've seen out of this kid, and he's a 10-year starter. You put him next to Nicky Bosa, you got issues out there in San Francisco, bro. So, I like Mason Graham at number 11, bro.
Absolutely. Could go higher than this, to be honest with you. He could absolutely go higher than this. But looking at it logically, 11's a good spot for him. They need a D tackle in San Francisco. I like that pick. At
Mhm.
number 12, again, I live here in Dallas. If this happened, the Dallas Cowboys would be ecstatic if
Mhm.
this man fell to them. Ashton Genty, running back out of Boise State. He's from Dallas. He's from Frisco, which just
Mhm.
happens to be where I live. His high school is less than 5 minutes from my house. If that happened, I mean, he grew up 5 minutes from the practice facility at the Star. It would be a Cinderella story. They would absolutely love him to be their running back. I'm not sure he makes it, but he could. He
Mhm.
could, and Dallas will absolutely take him if they could at number 12. So that's where I have him going.
Yeah, love the pick, bro. Love that pick, man. That's a hometown hero coming home to do his thing. So yeah, I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Number 13, man, the Miami Dolphins, man. Listen, they need interior offensive linemen. And I'm telling y'all, my ears is to the streets. I done heard a lot of stuff. So this is going to be a shake-up pick in the draft. Zeeble, Gray Zeeble, interior tackle, offensive lineman, North Dakota State University. There's already rumblings out there that they want Booker. But when you actually put tape on tape, potential on potential, you gotta protect the quarterback. Tua's out there with a dang on juggernaut helmet and stuff on, looking like this damn big hat that I got on. So you gotta get a dude on the inside that can protect him and stop him from getting punished. So they're gonna take Zeeble on the inside to protect Tua, bro.
Yeah, makes sense. They got to do that. They got to protect the guy. If he's going to be out there playing, with the injury history that he has, got to make sense. At number 14, Indianapolis Colts. This is where I dash a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans' hopes. And people keep missing the Colts as far as taking a quarterback. I don't know why. I think the Colts are primed to take a QB. I think they take Shedeur Sanders here.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets to us. Look, the Colts are paying Danny Dimes $14 million. They've already given up on Anthony Richardson, and for good reason. The Colts are taking Shedeur Sanders at 14.
Yeah. I mean, why would you not? And then it already gave up on Anthony Richardson. And listen, for all you Steeler fans, we ain't taking Anthony Richardson, not even for a seventh. I don't want him. He's horrible. So don't try to get that going on to you, the Steelers. He ain't doing it. Right. So
Right.
let's move on. At 15, the Atlanta Falcons, they need a defensive end. Mikael Williams out of Georgia, homegrown kid, man, right there from the ATL. Man's going to do wonders for the Atlanta Falcons, man. And I actually think it's a great fit for their organization. You know, there's nothing like coming from Athens to Atlanta, man, and making the transition easy. So Mikael Williams is, and on a lot of draft boards, B, you know this, he's skyrocketing on a lot of draft boards, bro, based on his potential.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Makes a lot of sense for them, especially since they can't find a pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
16, I got Arizona, Jalen Walker. Makes a lot of sense for what they need. A lot of edges in this draft, um, top end edges, I should say, and they definitely need one. Arizona needs a guy coming off the edge. They haven't had one since what? Chandler Jones went berserk a couple years
Yep.
ago. So they need to try to find that. Jalen Walker's the guy.
Yeah. And listen, this is, remember, every draft has a run, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the run. 3 defensive end rushers in a row. The Cincinnati Bengals, because they need a defensive end to replace Hubbard that just retired, and they don't know what's going on in Hendrickson. Give me James Pierce Jr., defensive end, University of Tennessee, man. He comes in and fills the void at that opposite defensive end of Henderson if he plays. Hey, good fit for the Bengals. There's the run of the defensive ends.
Absolutely. Next up at number 16, Nick Amanamori
Yeah.
going safety. Um, Seattle needs a safety. He's the best safety out there. He can do a lot. And it's before the Broncos because I think Seattle trying to move up and get one before the Broncos. I thought
Uh-huh.
about quarterback here, but
Uh-huh.
Shadeur's gone. There's no reason for them to reach. They can get a quarterback later. I think that's the pick.
Yeah, like the pick, man. And I think he's a great fit. I mean, they want to replicate the Legion of Boom in Seattle, so it makes all the sense to me at that with that pick. All right, here's another faller whose medicals they say is not right. Will Johnson, cornerback, University of Michigan to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think based on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' current roster, he could actually get a redshirt year where they wouldn't have to push him into play right away. So you could wait till after week 8, week 9, put him in position to play. Once he's healthy and medical, they play zone, they play man press. You know that old school Tampa too. That's how
Yeah,
they get down there. So he's a perfect fit because that's what they played at Michigan. So give me Will Campbell for Tampa Bay at pick 19.
makes a lot of sense. 20, Colston Loveland. Again, medicals came out, got some issues, but they need a tight end in Denver. They'll use him in Denver. Sean Payton loves having a tight end that they can throw the football to. Makes a lot of sense at number 20.
Yeah. Hey, B. So this is the pick. This is the Steelers pick, number 21. Now, for everybody out there, both me and B took a pick at 21, right? Just like how we did on draft number 1. We had, I think it was Omarion Hampton and Harmon was our 2 picks in draft, the first mock. So now we're here at 21 again for the Steelers, right? Looking at the board, looking at our position of need, if this happens, Steeler fans, you guys are going to be ecstatic. Give me Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, University of Michigan. A dancing freaking panda, 6'3", 6'4", 336 pounds, legitimately runs a sub 4.8 40-yard dash. I've heard anywhere between a 4.77 and a 4.75 at 336 pounds is ridiculous. And go put the tape on because he's a monster. Now, and if you pair him in our defense, you got a nose tackle. You got a 10-year nose tackle. It's going to remind a lot of people of Casey Hampton.
Yeah, I like it. And that's the exact pick that I took too. I had Kenneth Grant. Looked at the board. He's there. Sometimes this draft stuff is we find a guy early, then we do all the speculation and the rumors and all of that stuff. But when it comes down to it, a lot of times your first intuition is right.
Yeah.
And we were all saying Kenneth Grant at the very beginning of this entire process. Everybody was saying Kenneth Grant, the Steelers need to stop the run, yada, yada, yada. Then we let the rumor mill get involved. And we're going here, we're going there, we're going here, we're going there. But when it comes down to it, our first intuition was right. Steelers got to take a D tackle. Now, somebody obviously can take one before we get to pick. I get it. But if he's available, the Steelers got to do it. That's
Steelers. That's facts, bro. Yep. You up at 22, bro. It's you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is me at 22.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Los Angeles Chargers. Matthew Golden, wide receiver. I think the Chargers get another wide receiver. Look, they let McConkey. I like him. I'm still not sold on, I can't even remember his name, his Butterfingers.
Johnson, wide receiver out of TCU.
Yes, and I can't remember his name. They call him Skillet Hands. That's his nickname that Chargers fans have given him is Skillet Hands, which is troubling as a wide receiver if somebody's calling you Skillet Hands. Either way, I think this is a guy that they will take at this position. Give him Matthew Golden. Speed
Big B. Ours baby doll said, if we get Grant, I'm going to find a bottle of Thunderbird. That's hilarious.
Lord,
ours baby doll said she going to find it. I understand it, bro. I understand it. Listen, so at pick 23, the Green Bay Packers select a wide receiver. They've been trying to talk to us to get GP from us, man. So they're just going to wait on it, get it in the draft. Let me get Emeka Buka, wide receiver out of Ohio State University. All-time leading receiver at Ohio State. He fits their scheme. He's going to come in and be their number one wide receiver. You put him with Jordan Love, you got a combination for the Packers for several years to go. So give me Emeka Buka at 23, bro.
Gotcha. 24, I got Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. He fits perfect in Brian Flores' scheme. I know what you guys are going to say. Man, I wish we had Brian Flores. I do too. I do too. Mike Tomlin just wouldn't allow it because I feel like Mike Tomlin gave him an opportunity. And then he was like, oh, man, this guy knows a hell of a lot more than what I anticipated. I can't have that. So we got to get this guy moving on because I don't need him being my defensive coordinator, which was a colossal mistake. But Malachi Starks fits perfect for what Minnesota wants to do on defense.
Yeah, man, I love that pick. That's one of the favorite picks of this whole first round I've seen so far, B. All right, man, you know how Big G get on, man. You know, I got to continue to shake up the draft. There's the tackles. We had a run. We had 4 guys taken in the top 10. The Houston Texans need a tackle. The next guy on the board is a project. So you can't get it now. You might have to trade. You might have to do something. And I look for the Texans to trade their pick. But if not, if they stay there, give me Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State University, man. He fits them perfectly. And they have their Sonic and Knuckles, Joe Mixon, Travion Henderson, to go around with CJ Stroud and them big boy wide receivers they got down there. Yeah, that's going to be a problem with Houston. It's going to be a problem. If they can solve the tackle, they'll be straight, bro.
I just don't know. The only reason that I say that is because they got Mixon and they got Damian Pierce, and Damian Pierce ain't a slouch. So now maybe they'll trade him or something like that. I'm just not sure that that's where they go. They got some other holes. They got a horrendous offensive line. The Texans got to fix that offensive line, man. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Not that Henderson's a bad football player. I just think Houston's got better needs.
Yeah.
Moving on, the Los Angeles Rams. They take Jahadi Barron, corner, and they need him. They need a corner. So I like that pick there. I think that, he's good. A lot of people are underrating him as of right now, but give me that. Give me Jahadi Barron.
Yeah, I like the pick, man. He's the number one slot corner on the board. He fits their needs and he need help.
Right.
All right, y'all. I'm to the Ratbirds, man. Now, this was a hard pick for me because when I actually looked at it, I was like, damn, I got to pick for Baltimore, man. But I got to be honest about what they need. Baltimore needs a 10-year starter at defensive end. And I'm telling you, y'all can call me biased all you want to. You need to go out and pay attention to what these draft experts are saying. The guy that's jumped back on the first round based on his tape is JTT. JT Tuilatua, defensive end, Ohio State University. I heard Mel Kiper say it. I heard Todd McShay say it. I heard Joe Klatt say it. They ain't all saying it for no reason, bro. They saying stuff's been leaked out. And Baltimore wants a pedigree of a guy he'll never be a 15, 16 sack guy, but he'll be 10 sacks for 10 years. And you won't have to go get another dude. He's going to be 10 sacks for 10 years. So I listen, y'all call me biased if you want to, but I'm telling you, he's going to jump into the first round. And when I say it, when it happens, I just want all y'all to come back and say, gee, you G Stradamus, bro. You G Stradamus because you knew that was going to happen. I'm telling you it's going to happen. Watch what I say. I'm telling you.
I'm not even saying they don't need a defensive end, but there's about 5, 6, 7 guys that have better tape than he does.
Okay.
They're better than him. I get what you're saying, but come on, bro. I got to get on. That's an Ohio State pick.
Okay.
That's an Ohio State pick. Now, if you're right, you're right. But I come on, man.
I
can't get behind that one, brother. I cannot give. There's 5 or 6 other guys that you could have named that would have made sense before him.
Okay.
I'm not behind that one. Again, the need is right. I can't get behind the player. I can't get behind that one.
I understand it. Well, like I said, when he go in the first round, we'll see.
No,
maybe
right.
not at 27, but he going in the first round. I'm telling you.
You're right.
Yeah.
At 28, Detroit, I think they take Derek Harmon. He's available. He's there. They do it right. They build in the trenches. Here's another opportunity to build within your defensive trenches. Yeah. You could have went edge here too because they need another guy on the other side of Hutchinson. But I like Derek Harmon. Put Derek Harmon next to Hutchinson and see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, I like the pick, man. At 29, the Washington Commanders. Now, listen, the Commanders went and spent big money in offensive tackle, wide receiver, defensive line, linebacker, and even spent some money in free agency at defensive back. They got to get a playmaker. They got to get a guy because they have probably the best RPO quarterback outside of Lamar Jackson in the NFL. If Omarion Hampton's sitting there for the Washington Commanders, run the card to the table, bro. Listen, they haven't solved it yet with Robinson. Austin Eckler is old as all get up, bro. You got to take Omarion Hampton, running back, Washington Commanders, to get an RPO guy to give you that threat because they're chasing the Philadelphia Eagles. They want to look like the Philadelphia Eagles. How do you solve that? Get the closest thing you can to Saquon and Omarion Hampton, bro.
Gotcha. Now I like that pick right there. I absolutely like that pick. Makes a lot of sense because Brian Anderson, you're right. Good back, but if you can upgrade, you do it. Then Buffalo at number 30, Walter Nolan. I love it. I love
Yeah.
Walter Nolan that late in the draft. Put him next to Ed Oliver.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Let's
Yeah.
just see what happens. So I like them taking, again, Walter Nolan, a guy that good, that big of an athlete, that late in the draft. You could do worse. You could do
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, and it's the fit. I mean, all the draft boards and all the stuff I'm hearing, that's where he's slotted. Walter Nolan is slotted at the Buffalo Bills at pick 30 if they stay there.
Right.
So I like the fit, man. Pick 31. Now listen, the Kansas City Chiefs have to get offensive linemen because they've been figured out. So now this guy is a project at O tackle, right? But he's worth the project because you can work it out. One thing that Andy Reid does is he develops talent. So, and he at all positions, everywhere he's ever went, he develops talent. So give me Josh Conley, offensive tackle, Oregon. I mean, he's a project and he's a reach. That's why I didn't have him slotted to Houston because he's raw talent. He's not really ready like that. But if they get him there, I think Andy Reid can mold him into a tackle that can help keep people up off of my homeboy. So give me offensive tackle Josh Conley at pick number 31 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Gotcha. And then last pick of the first round, Philadelphia does it again. They go defensive line. They go edge. Mike Green out of Marshall. Moving up the draft boards, worked out well. Incredible Senior Bowl. It's just kind of what Philly does. They just replace. They lost 2 defensive ends. Now they're going to replace one in the first round. Makes a whole lot of sense for them, Big G. Whole lot of sense.
B, that's what I was saying, that, this is where JTT or Mike Green are interchangeable, in my opinion, because both of those teams are going to draft a D end. So, and these are the top 2 guys left on the board. So that's why, and I seen the live chat talking crazy, BG on Thunderbird and all whatever else. Just come back and tell me my apology. Give me my apology when it happened. Because I'm telling you, both me and B just flipped the picks because I started to take Mike Green, and I think B would have been like, man, I need another defensive end right there. So don't be shocked if, like I said, JTT and Mike Green end up both in the back half of the first round of the draft.
So there is the ping pong draft. Just remember, everybody, as a reminder, I will be live on draft night in the theater room, watching it live like we did the last few football games of the year, getting live reactions. So these are the takeaways from the ping pong draft. We have the fallouts here. Jahad Campbell fell out. Zuri Thomas, he fell out. Donovan, Zeke Urike, again, name pronunciation. He fell out. Will Johnson dropped 8 draft picks from the first time we did this to the last time. But then we had guys move in. Colston Loveland moved in the first round. JTT moved into the first round with Big G throwing him up there. And then Amarian Hampton at number 29. So the biggest Greg Zabel moved up 18 slots. So that's kind of the overview of the draft, the ping pong draft. So Walter Nolan, he definitely fell as well from the first draft that we currently had. So it's just, we just don't know. But again, like I mentioned at the beginning, as far as where we took our draft, the whole first intuition is just we all thought D tackle, then the rumors and all the speculation, yada, 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 gets in the way. Where do we end up? D tackle at the end. So the Claude comes over with the super chat here. He says, G, you're going to need 7 more running backs in the second to win our bet. Sir Bishop is waiting. If Saunders and Grant are both there at 21, who are you taking?
If Shedeur Sanders, if the question is between Shedeur Sanders and Kenneth Grant, I'm taking Shedeur Sanders. I think B's taking Shedeur Sanders too. At 21, he's taking him. So and the bet is, B, so I said by the second pick of the third round, 10 running backs will be gone. And he said that if that happens, he's going to pay a $25 super chat. So, so that's what $25, and maybe on all channels I'm gonna get $25. Every channel I'm on, I'm gonna get $25. So yeah, I'm with it, Claude. Come on with it. Come with the bet.
I got you. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So we are at the portion show, people. Y'all know what time it is, man. The producer question
Mm, 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 mm,
got
mm.
something crazy for us, I'm sure, again today. Again, we don't know exactly what it is, but he comes out hot and heavy with the producer question. We've had some good ones the last couple of weeks. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. So you can choose any player that was picked at position 21 of any draft from the last 4 seasons who becomes a Steeler. Is it
Oh,
defensive end Quiddy Pay from Indianapolis? There's his stats: 26 and a half sacks since 2021, 58 starts, 170 tackles. Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. That was in 2022. The thing that's missing here on his stats, he's been an all-pro, a first-team all-pro.
yeah.
Also, wide receiver Quentin Johnston from the Chargers. That was last year or 2023. That's who I was talking about. The thing that's missing off of here, the Chargers have nicknamed him Skillet Hands.
Facts.
So they have nicknamed Johnston Skillet Hands.
Yeah.
And then linebacker Chop Robinson out of Miami, 1 start, 26 tackles, did have 6 sacks, 4 passes defended. So I'll go first. To me, it's McDuffie. It's
Yeah.
McDuffie. I don't care. Give me an all pro corner for the
Yeah.
Steelers. When
Yeah.
the hell's the last time that happened?
Yeah.
Give me McDuffie.
Yeah. B, to be honest, I was thinking the same thing, McDuffie. I mean, we need to solve it. Could you imagine having him and JPJ right now in our cornerback room? Like, man, we'd
Right.
be like sick. But on potential, bro, Chop Robinson, nice, bro. Like
No,
it
he
took him
is.
a minute. It took him a minute to get his feet, but Chop Robinson is nice down there in Miami, man. So I would go McDuffie 1, B, but then number 2, I would go D, just based on potential. Because I think Chop's gonna have a breakout season this year, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Quiddy Pay, 26 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
That's second for me.
Yeah.
You can talk to me about potential, but I see a guy that's doing it, that's
Yeah.
currently doing it right now. Give
Yeah.
me D, then A, then D, then Skillet Hands at C. So,
Skillet hands need to be F.
yeah,
It need to be F, not a choice. F. We ain't picking him ever. Never
yeah,
will we pick
absolutely,
him.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.